Hello, welcome to Exodus chapter 22. We are going to talk about theft and misappropriation. If a man steals an ox or a sheep and kills it or sells it, he shall repay 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. So if somebody breaks in, they steal an ox or a sheep and they either kill it or sell it, they are going to pay 5 as much for an oxen and 4 as much for a sheep. If a thief is found breaking in and is struck so that he dies, there shall be no blood guilt for him. But if the sun has risen on him, there shall be blood guilt for him. He shall surely pay. If he has nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. So, someone breaks in, they kill the person. If it happens at night, then there is no issue. Similar to the laws in the States, someone breaks in, you're legally allowed to kill the person. But if you do it while the sun is out or during daytime, then you're guilty. And they reckon the reason is because you can tell if somebody came to kill you or if somebody came to steal. Because if they came to kill you, you would defend yourself because you would know. If someone just came to steal, they didn't want to harm you, they just wanted to take your belongings. That's different. And if the person is caught, he has to pay, the thief. If the thief can't pay, he's going to have to be sold for in slavery. If the stolen beast is found alive in his possession, whether it is an ox or a donkey or a sheep, he shall pay double. So if you didn't sell the animals you stole, you have to pay double. If a man causes a field or a vineyard to be grazed over, or lets his beast loose and it feeds in another man's field, he shall make restitution from the best of his own field and his own vineyard. So if you let your animals eat your neighbor's grains or other things like the damage the vineyard, then you have to pay for it. You have to pay by giving the person your own, the best of your own. If a fire breaks out and catches in thorns so that the stacked grains or the standing grain or the field is consumed, he who started the fire shall make full restitution. You start a fire, you pay. If a man gives to his neighbor money or goods to keep safe and it is stolen from the man's house, then if the thief is found, he shall pay double. So somebody gives you something to keep safe. If somebody breaks in, someone else and steals it, then the thief is going to pay double. If the thief is not found, the owner of the house shall come near to God to show whether or not he has put his hand on his neighbor's property. So if they can't find the thief, you sort of are getting questioned whether you had anything to do with it or not. I'd like to mention here that we're going to see, as the story of Exodus unfolds, God is going to draw further and further away. He's going to draw back from the people. But here, you had to bring the people before God. And he was the one who was supposed to pronounce judgment. And he was the one to show who was the one who stole. For every breach of trust, whether it is an ox, for a donkey, for a sheep, whether it is for an ox, for a donkey, for a sheep, for a cloak, or for any kind of lost thing of which one says, this is it. The case of both parties shall come before God. The one whom God condemns shall pay double to his neighbor. So if we don't know who was the one causing what, it is God who is going to make judgment, although the one who is guilty is going to have to pay double. If a man gives to his neighbor a donkey or an ox or a sheep or any beast to keep safe, and it dies or is injured or is driven away without anyone seeing it, an oath by the Lord shall be between them both to see whether or not he has put his hand to his neighbor's property. The owner shall accept the oath and he shall not make restitution. So somebody caused an animal was given to a person, and it had some sort of issues, like it died, it was injured, it disappeared, and there's no witness. the person had to swear. What's interesting is people still trusted, and it was assumed that somebody had the fear of the Lord and they didn't lie. And in this instance there was no restitution. But if it is stolen from him, he shall make restitution to its owner. I'm guessing because the person was supposed to look after the animal, especially if it wasn't his. If it is stolen by a beast, let him bring it as evidence. He shall not make restitution for what has been torn. So if an animal was torn by a beast, then an evidence had to be provided. It reminds me of the story of Jacob, where the kids did this terrible thing to Joseph, and they told the father that the beast devoured the boy, and they brought his bloody cloak. They brought his bloody cloak as an evidence. If a man borrows anything of his neighbor, and it is injured or dies, the owner not being with it, he shall make full restitution. So if something is given to you for safekeeping and of an animal, and it is injured or it dies, then even the owner wasn't there. The owner had to pay full restitution. If the owner was with it, he shall not make restitution. If it was hired, it came for its hiring fee. So if the owner was in it, you didn't have to pay restitution, because I'm guessing the owner was supposed to look after the animal, even though someone else borrowed it. And that's it for today. We're going to continue it tomorrow. Amen.